All right, guys, haven't done one of these in a while, so I figure it's probably time for a YouTube. I am literally just now leaving Boylan Acres, headed to play a little Flex Start C tier in Nashville, Indiana, which is about an hour from here, on my way to Tennessee for the Tennessee State Championship. So it's going to be a big one. Had an incredible time this week. So many things to be taken away from this. The new friendships, the relationships, the networking, the camaraderie, all that stuff, the hospitality, all of it is on a whole nother level from what I'm used to in my short amount of time doing this. This is obviously year one, and you know, you gotta, whenever you find places like this on tour, they're I don't know if I can find the words. It's I say a gem or a hidden gem or any of that kind of stuff, but it's really just, I mean, this is one of a kind. I don't think you can find a situation like what they got out here, mixed with the people and the court. You know, it's just, it all comes together and it makes this incredible place that a lot of people just probably don't know about yet, or even if they do know about it, they have a different opinion of it because they were exposed to the course whenever it was like really new and it needed to be cut, or just, you know, worked on, period. It was a raw piece of land, and these guys literally went in there with heavy equipment. Well, heavy equipment now, but in the beginning it was just like hand clippers, and they just went through and just cut it out. So it's a work in progress, and you can tell that, you know, they put a ton of work into it.
1,000 feet, turn left.
And there's still probably a little bit more work to go, but I really feel like we're getting to a place, or he's getting to a place now with this place, where the moving of holes and the redesigning of the course and all that kind of stuff is probably getting closer and closer to...
Turn left on Indiana 142.
Sorry about that. An end point, so that they can just start to really focus all their time and energy into the holes that exist and making them even better. It's a tough course, I'm not gonna lie. It is a tough course.
2.3 miles. Turn right on Indiana 39.
She's so rude. She just interrupts every time. But you know, like, as far as the tournament goes, a recap of the tournament, rounds 1 and 2 went really well. I mean, I stuck to my game plan. You know, I figured it out. We only played 2 rounds of practice this week. Every other day that we were here this week, we worked. And even on the days that we practiced, we still worked. And it was a good time. I felt good. I was glad to get out there and get my hands dirty, and be a small part of this process for this course moving forward. Steve and Jenny and Bob were all amazing. Jeff, Jeremy, all those guys, they went out of their way to just make us comfortable and include us in everything. It was such a family atmosphere. You know, that term gets thrown around a lot, and I don't like to use it, but that's what it was. It was very much like a family atmosphere. So yeah, I don't know, Sunday was a different story. We had 27 holes, mixture of both courses. It was a 6.5 hour round, and it started off well, but I let outside distractions get into my head and affect me. And then in a course like this, whenever you're off by a little bit, it's a big difference. You know, if any of my friends that have been to Lake Claiborne, this place is Lake Claiborne after like year 2, where you could see the lines, you could see the great potential that the place had, and it just needed time. It needed people playing it. It needed the state park to see, you know, what we had going on and stuff. But anyways, off the fairways generally led to like deep ravines, which then led to pitching out and taking, you know, bogeys or bigger
In
numbers.
half a mile, turn right.
But yeah, I've got to get to a point where I get mentally strong enough to not allow things outside of my control to affect me. So that's really going to be it's been a focus of mine for a while, but it's going to be a main, like, I've got to figure out how to do it. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's reading books or listening to podcasts or whatever it is. Got to get it figured out.
Turn right on Indiana 39.
We had a guy that was on the card, and he commented on every single throw from every single person, and I dealt with him for 2 rounds, and it just grinded on me. You know, I mean, we're talking, you know, in a casual round with your friends, you do that kind of stuff, like, oh, you know, and like,
turn right on Indiana
if you missed a putt,
south.
he's like, oh no, like, bro, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, like, you know, people will hear this and they'll be like, oh, you're just being a whatever. But I mean, over the course of, you know, 2 rounds and almost 40 holes, or yeah, 40 something holes, it just, you know, is unnecessary. Nobody else, I can honestly say, after playing some of the bigger events this year, that people don't do that. You know, this guy is just a local. God bless him. He didn't, I don't think he was doing it intentionally, but, like, you know, other people on the card were making comments about the fact that this guy has no filter. He just, if he thinks it, he's gonna say it. You know, he would get up to the tee box and be like, oh yeah, I remember this hole, but I don't remember the upshot. And we would get to the upshot and he'd be like, oh, now I remember the upshot, and now I have the hole, and I can put the 2 together. And you're like, yeah, man, good for you. You know, and it just over and over and over and over, telling discs to do things that aren't physically possible. You know, if I let a disc go on a hyzer and it's an overstable disc, it can only go left. And he's like, go right, go right. It can't go right, bro. It can't go right, you know? So, like I said, that coupled with my own mistakes, and it just started to snowball. And then probably the last third of that 27-hole round of golf, I completely abandoned the game plan. I got really aggressive, and I was just throwing out of anger, and, you know, strokes piled up as a result of it. So, but I mean, I gotta say, I am super excited about the way things are going, because the last few weeks on tour, I've been kind of traveling around with Justin McLuhan. Great dude, plays Masters with me, solid stud golfer. He destroyed us. He shot like 24 down for the weekend. He would have been a figure on the open side had he played over there, and he was just
in
really
1,000
clean.
feet, turn right.
He had 2 bogeys over 3 rounds on these courses, and that's really saying something. That's really, really saying something. And, you know, he's been helping me with a lot of things as far as game plan, disc selection, you know, some of my form things and stuff like that.
So Indiana 67 south.
This guy's out here white smoking them. But anyways, it's helping. I can see it. I can see the differences, you know, and I respect his opinion, and I trust that whenever he's telling me something, it's the right information.
3.3 miles.
Which, you know, a lot of people out here think they know what they're doing and are quick to give advice, but I've learned very quickly that is not the case. So, just to kind of wrap this one up, things are moving in the right direction, for sure. I've just got to continue to work at it. I get so down on myself, you know. I felt so incredibly terrible yesterday. So incredibly terrible. After 2 rounds of really good golf that had me in the hunt for a second, nobody was catching clue. And then, you know, I end up in 5th. I missed cash. It looked like I was all but guaranteed to cash. And then I missed cash. So I don't know what to do other than keep working at it. Keep putting in the practice and the time. The putt's slowly getting there. You know, I didn't even throw hardly any sidearms this weekend because I've started to incorporate Understable Disc in my bag, which is a new thing. I don't ever throw understable. You know, the warship went in the bag after the DDO, and that was what, 3 weeks ago, and already it's become such a big part of my bag. There's 2 of them in the bag, in the eco plastic, which is kind of baseline, which I love. I was always a big DX rock thrower, so these things remind me of like a DX San Marino. And yeah, I gotta continue to move in that direction and not be so stubborn in my bag that I only throw this and I only throw this. So now I'm about to work a Hatchet in as a longer version of my warship, so that I could actually push the envelope a little bit with that same shot. You know, I'm getting it up to like 315. And I would love to get that to like 350, 360.
In 1 mile, use the left
but yeah,
lanes
like I
to
say,
turn left on Indiana
the growth
39.
is happening. The process, you know, trust the process over progress, and all those things that I preach all the damn time. But, you know, I guess the main thing from all this is that I'm learning. And then, you know, you think you'll never, you get to a point where you just kind of have, you know, and then you get better at whatever it is, but you never stop learning, ever. I'm 41 years old. I've been playing this game for 22 years. I've been all over the country. I've met all the, you know, but like here we are in the most unlikely of circumstances, and I'm still learning. And I'm learning more now than I've learned in the 22 years before. You know, that's just crazy to me. But that is part of the process. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. We're about 45 minutes. 25 miles is going to take 45 minutes. Must be some windy back road stuff. Anyways, yeah, we're about 45 minutes from the course. I'm going to go out here. It's at a country club. It's supposed to be a big bomber course with, you know, about 9 holes in the woods, which is great. I would love an opportunity to stretch my arm out. There's maybe 5 long holes between both courses over there, and you really can't even throw that hard and long at them, because then you'll end up in trouble. So being able to open up a little bit is going to be a nice release. So anyways, appreciate you guys. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Give us a thumbs up, click on the bell so you get notifications every time we drop one of these. Love you guys. Peace out.